Welcome to the Tezos Hackathon finale, hosted by Encode Club. Again, let's kick away. So first of all, big welcome to everyone. A big welcome to everyone from the Tezos ecosystem. Thank you so much for joining us today. A big welcome to all the hackers that participated in the hackathon. Some of you obviously in the finale, some aren't, but thank you so much to everyone that is here. And a big welcome to our judges, and Jakob. Thank you so much for joining us. And a welcome, I guess, to all the finalists. Good luck. You all have some amazing projects that have been built, so we're super excited to see you present them and show them off. They deserve to be showed off. And a big welcome to everyone else that came, just to kind of see what projects are on display. So quickly running over what's going to actually happen today. If you have decided to join us and you're not too sure why you've joined us, today kind of marks the conclusion of the Tezos Hackathon. And this is where the top 10 teams are going to present their projects to a series of judges, and then the judges will decide upon the relevant prize winners and challenge winners. And that will happen at the end of the kind of call today. The general plan of action is for the next 5 minutes, I'll give you a quick overview of the hackathon. Then in about 5 minutes time, we will hand over to all the finalists to do their pitches. While this is going on, the judges are more than welcome to ask a question at the end of each pitch. And if you have any questions for the finalists, please feel free to put them in the chat. And once they're done with their presentation, I'm sure they'll answer it for you. And maybe you can connect as well with some really cool projects that are being built. Then after everyone's done their pitches, and the judges will go into kind of a breakout room. I'll go with them, and we'll decide upon the winners within 10 minutes. The projects have kind of been examined already, so all the code base and back end has already kind of been checked, and hopefully that will run fairly smoothly. And then we'll kind of announce the overall winners, and then we'll call it there. And then hopefully that's the end of a really good hackathon. And then a little bit just quickly about Encode, just for some of you that have joined and maybe don't know much about Encode. Encode is a Web3 educational community. And we kind of achieve this by running a series of events and programs such as boot camps, workshops, hackathons, and accelerators. This community is then kind of supported by recruitment and possibly by some investments as well from Encode. And we work with some of the leading protocols in the space, just as Tezos as well. And we're going to quickly hand over to Dani Jozsef from TZconnect. He's going to say a couple of words to you and a good luck, hopefully. Dani, over to you.
Hello, welcome everyone. So I'm really happy that you are all participated in this hackathon, and we have seen quite a few really interesting submissions. So I think that from the perspective of Tezos, this hackathon has been a really big success, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the final decision of the jury. And really good luck to all of you, because all of the shortlisted projects were really interesting and good quality and very promising. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Dani. Moving on next. So kind of there are a series of opportunities that may arise post hackathon. Kind of the first being that you've now learned all these new skills, hopefully through the wonderful Marigold workshops that Ben ran. And hopefully you can translate these skills to kind of keep growing the Tezos ecosystem, and really becoming an ambassador for Tezos. And obviously from an Encode perspective, you know, are part of our community, and hopefully you'll keep kind of, adding to the success that maybe Encode is, and joining other hackathons, accelerators, and other programs that we also have, but also staying within the Tezos ecosystem. It's a good ecosystem to be in as well. Kind of next, you maybe want to be hired within kind of blockchain. We've got a great head of talent. Her name's Laura. She's going to chat to you kind of while the judges are in the breakout room. So she'll give you a full scope there about kind of how to get hired within the space. And then maybe getting funded in the space. This is a great launch pad. So hopefully today, some good investments and good grants come out of it as well. And hopefully some good money to for your successful startup on there. That's what we're hoping. We want to see the next big startups in the Tezos ecosystem. And then finally, the Tezos Accelerator that was announced earlier this week. That's going to be there. I'm sure Laura is going to drop, or there we go, Clara has dropped it, the link into the chat. So go check it out. And this is going to be an amazing 10-week program. We will have 8 really, really intimate workshops, and we will kind of one-on-one mentorship to really get you to grow into being a successful startup. And I think a huge thank you has to go to our sponsors of the Tezos Hackathon. You have been so generous with your prizes. Your insightful workshops has really added to creating hopefully an event and program that's going to be, kind of highlight the success that's going to go on afterwards, and it'll be a kind of a knock-on effect. So thank you so much. You have definitely been one of the most organized protocols we have worked with, and it's been really, really kind of exciting to work with you. And I'm sure you've taught us a lot of lessons as well. So thank you. I just want to have a really big thank you to Kitty from TZconnect team, from TZconnect. She has just been amazing and on our case the whole time about kind of being organized, and it's been an absolute pleasure working with you. So thank you so much. And then a big thank you to everyone in the Tezos ecosystem for just adding to a great hackathon, and hopefully some great projects come out of it too. Just a massive thank you must go to Ben from Marigold for his technical workshops. Thank you so much, Ben. Both of them, I think, overran by an hour, and I think numbers did not decrease by that overrunning of an hour, which just kind of really shows how awesome your workshops were. So thank you so much for that. And a little bit more kind of what was actually the Tezos Hackathon. It was a 4-week hackathon where you could build on Tezos. We got unlimited support through Ben from a technical perspective, and hopefully through myself and the other Encode team members from a non-technical perspective. Yeah, there's some great prizes up for grabs. I'll show you what they are next. And there were some great workshops. Once again, kudos to Ben and the Marigold team. The general prize structure, we had the Learn to Earn challenge, which was $50 for the first 50 submissions. This will be announced a little bit later. I will contact you. Obviously, we don't want to have to go through all 50 names. And the next kind of medium one was the small but great. Here we had for first prize, we got $5,000 up for grabs, second prize $2,500, and third prize $1,000. And then to disrupt all things, this was the big think big kind of challenge. And here we had 20,000 up for grabs for first place, 10,000 second, and 5,000 third. And then there's also $500 for the next 4 kind of projects, honorable mention projects. And so kind of everyone goes home a winner, which is really amazing. So thank you so much to everyone in the Tezos ecosystem for your generous prizes. And then our 2 judges. We kind of first, obviously, there was a series of the submissions, and then there was a judging phase that happened there. So a big thank you to John Newby, to Dani, Jozsef, and to Anita Sengupta from TZconnect for kind of limiting down to the top 10 projects. And now the kind of 2 judges today will be who's the president of Tezos India. A big welcome to you, and to Jakob, who's kind of a part of the grants committee of the Tezos Foundation, and a big welcome to you as well. And now I guess we're into where we really want to be, the kind of the finalists, the pitches, and as we said, the kind of the general structure. Everybody knows their structure, and they'll present, and then the judges are more than welcome to ask a question. If you sitting there want to ask a question, please feel free to put it in the chat, and once the finalists have kind of finished presenting, I'm sure they'll answer your questions for you. But straight over to kind of, let me stop sharing my screen. There we go. And first up is SIWT. Daniel, you and your team here, you're up first.
Okay, awesome. Well, hi everybody, and thank you for joining Sign In with Tezos, an SDK that helps you give users access to restricted content using just their Tezos wallet. It's been built by 3 distributed friends that love building on and for Tezos. And the problem that we tried to tackle is access restrictions. Currently, we all use services online that we pay for or otherwise need an account for, and it requires us to hand over personal information into a centralized database, often using fiat currencies. And basically, it's a rinse and repeat for every service that we use. We could make this experience a whole lot better if we could just use a blockchain. Just imagine if we could use Tezos as a source of truth instead of a centralized database and actually decouple the required assets from the actual application. It would open up a whole lot of possibilities, including being able to transfer our subscriptions, for instance, or add extra utilities to them, make them composable or even collectible. So what we've done is we've created an SDK during this hackathon that allows developers to disrupt access control to their applications, starting with having their users sign in with just using their Tezos wallets, defining NFT ownership requirements to actually use this and provide fine-grained access to their applications. So let me quickly show you how this works. So meet Alice. She has just discovered your app, and she is reading all about it. Obviously, reading about your app should be completely open content. So let's mimic Alice browsing around your application by clicking the free content button. So when we click the free content, you'll notice that the content is completely accessible without any restrictions. However, it could be that part of your application is actually much more compelling if if you're able to personalize it, or if there's any other reason why you would like your users to sign in before they can access that content. So let's call that part of your website basic content for now. And let's click that button to mimic that. And you'll notice that Alice does not have access to that part of the website because she's not connected. So let's have Alice connect quickly. There she go. Connecting, signing the message, and you'll notice you're not connected, and she'll be able to see basic content. And as it turns out, you've done a great job, and she now is ready for some premium content. Unfortunately for her, she does not have the NFT, and as you notice, unfortunately, premium content is not available to her. However, Bob, he does have that NFT. So let's connect as Bob. And let's choose Bob, connect, have him sign the message as well. And as you'll now notice, connection has changed, the new address is there, and premium content is available because, as we can check on TZKT, he's got the sign in with Tezos NFT and therefore access. So that was the demo. Let's see, there we go. Still quite a bit has to be done, including standardization of the protocol, extending the access control query. We'd also like to create an illustrative smart contract that shows all the features and the best practices. And we'd like to expand integrations into like physical events, think ticketing, DAO tooling, even Tezos tickets, etc., etc. All right, thank you very much.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Roy, and thank you so much, everyone. Daniel as well is very much involved. Jakob, do you have any questions? Okay, perfect. We'll move on to kind of our next project then, the Sizzler Network. Anshu, up to you.
So this is my project and it's called Sizzler Network, and it's a complete smart contract infrastructure layer for Tezos. So right now we have this huge problem of smart contract infrastructure on Tezos. And the first of that is a lack of automation framework. So let's say we have Colibri and Uves, and both of them require collateral liquidation. And right now, either they are setting up their own custom bots, or we have other private entities setting up their bots and doing the liquidation. But there is no common layer to which these protocols can just delegate all this work to directly at the protocol level. And secondly, there is a problem which we all are aware of, which is the Oracle problem. So right now, let's say we have Colibri using Harbinger, Uves using Ubernetics, Maverick Finance, which is upcoming, they are using this so-called system of satellites. So basically, every upcoming project is needing to have their own set of oracles. And the main reason for that is we do not have a general purpose Oracle system. So enter Sizzler Network. This is a complete smart contract infrastructure layer. So let's say if you have a contract that requires liquidation of oracles, or maybe liquidation of collateral, or it requires external data, then you can directly delegate such tasks just using 2 lines of code to Sizzler Network. Apart from that, Sizzler Network is design agnostic. So you can focus on your design and just at the end implement Sizzler Network into your network, into your application, without worrying whether it will actually be compatible with your application. It will be, because it's architecture agnostic. Finally, self-sustaining tokenomics. So Sizzler Network implements some efficient reward and incentive mechanisms to enable these entities called Sizzlers to join the system and become a node and participate in the process of completing the tasks. So here's a quick demo.
This is the website of Sizzler Network. Here on the home page, you can see a few relevant system parameters, like the number of tasks delegated to the system, the number of Sizzler nodes, and a few other values. If you go to the tasks panel, then you can see the individual tasks that the Sizzlers are doing. So we have 2 tasks here. And if I click on the contract linked to the task, I'm taken to a better call dev page where I can see the entry point that a Sizzler needs to call and other relevant information regarding the task. Now on my local system, I have a Sizzler Network node running that is doing the set while task at regular intervals whenever required. And if I go back, I can see here there's a tip associated with the task, which is the incentive. And once I go to the logs, then I can see the logs of the tasks that are being done at regular intervals. And here we can see there are 2 values. So this is the incentive provided by the task owner. And this is the incentive that the Sizzler network provides to the Sizzlers in order for them to participate in the network. Then we have the governance page, which is used to add and remove tasks on the system so that we do not have spam tasks coming up. And then there is a bonding page where entities can stake their tokens and become a Sizzler on the network.
So that was a quick demo. Now, as for the future plans, Sizzler Network is released at a time when we have several applications coming up on Tezos, like lending platforms that will require both oracles and collateral liquidations. Apart from that, we have assets that are made using checker asset framework that will be coming up soon, and they will require resilient oracles, and Sizzler Network will form like the perfect solution for that. And lastly, this one will require more design work, but eventually when rollups come up, then Sizzler Network can even enable cross rollup communication. And we can have something like atomic swaps across rollups using Sizzler Network. So yeah, that's about it.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Anshu. Dani, Jakob, have you got any questions?
So I have one question. So Anshu, you said the Sizzler network can also work as, let's say, sort of Oracle network where every node can keep feeding the Oracle price feed, right? How do you ensure that feed is not manipulated?
So there are 2 ways. The first thing is we need multiple feeds. So there must be like a buffer of at least 5 Sizzlers, and then we take the median of that. So this is the first way. And secondly, we must have a fallback mechanism. So if maybe the price input is off by 50% from the previous input, then we fall back to a different oracle or maybe a centralized oracle, but that would be a rare instance. And apart from that, we also have a dispute mechanism built within Sizzler network. So the Sizzlers who actually feeding wrong value, they can be disputed and eliminated from the system, and their stake. So Sizzler network also requires a stake for the Sizzlers. So their stake will be seized. So they have skin in the game and they can't risk it by providing faulty values on the smart contract.
Okay. And if I understand correctly, I had to buy some Sizzler tokens to be able to run a node, right?
You don't have to buy, like you actually need to buy Sizzler tokens and also get KUSD, Colibri USD, and then provide liquidity on a KipuSwap pool, and then stake the LP tokens too. So basically it's POS using the LP tokens.
Got it. Got it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Any more questions? Okay, perfect. Then we will move on. Anshu, thank you so much. Great presentation and all the best for the future. And next up, we have the Tezos Weevil. Simon, are you around?
Yep. Okay, so this is the Tezos Weevil. It's a console-based graphical debugger for Michelson. So the problem is how to see what's going on with a Tezos smart contract down at the Michelson level. Typically, your Michelson is generated for you by some high-level tool like LIGO, SmartPy, something like that. And so I built a prototype graphical debugger for debugging the Michelson itself. It's console-based, which means that it's lightweight. You don't need to spin up a big IDE or anything like that. It'll work over SSH and so forth. Subsequent problem is then also how do you keep this tool up to date with the fast pace of Tezos development itself? So what we've done is directly reuse the existing production Michelson interpreter in the Optez code base, and we've implemented the tool directly in Optez code base and purely in OCaml. So demo. Like I say, it's shell based. So starting off in the console, it's run by Dune exec. It initially will compile the sample contract, run it in its entirety, record everything that happens, and then allow you to step back and forth through the recorded replay. So you can see here, pressing the plus button, you are stepping forward through this contract. It's very simple at the moment. It's just an early prototype. You can see the stack changing there on the right, and location, co-locations, and so other contextual information. You can also step backwards. At the moment, it's just mouse clicking, but we want to add keyboard support, obviously. And then when you're finished, because it's a console application, you just quit out and you put back into the shell. So future plans, obviously it's quite an early prototype. We want to sort of substantially improve it, improve the graphics, add support for as much Michelson as possible, and then move on to other more complicated things like inter-contract calls. We want to add proper support for stepping. So rather than having to play the whole contract in its entirety and then record everything and replay that, we want to be able to incrementally compute, step, pause, and so forth. Want to add better breakpoint support. So the typical things you'd expect in the debugger, like stopping at particular code points, but also sort of Tezos specific things like maybe stopping at a percentage gas increment or stopping at the point where the maximum stack size is hit. Also integration with other ecosystem tooling like UTOP and maybe Tezos Snoop, something like that. And then maybe further down the line, the ability to download a starting context and contract from the live chain and replay it locally in Spatial. Who's involved? It's just me at the moment, Simon Perry. And I want to thank as well Naughty and NotUI, which are the OCaml console graphics libraries that I used to build this thing. And also a Python console debugger called PUDB, which was the ultimate inspiration for this tool.
Thank you so much, Simon. Have we got any questions, Dani, or Jakob for Simon?
I mean, not really a question, but I was really happy to see this project, and I think it's really cool, and I like the level of polish that was put into it.
Thank you. It was really fun to build, actually.
Good stuff. Anyone else? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Simon. All the best. Next up is Transacto. Yeah.
So hi everybody, we're Transacto team, and during this hackathon we built a crypto assets management app that allows investors to store and automatically rebalance their portfolios. Couple of words about our team. We build traditional financial services in a fintech company for several years now, and recently we became interested in DeFi and in Tezos specifically, We really enjoy the ecosystem and the community, and this is our second project that we built on Tezos. So one of the popular investment strategies in non-crypto world is asset allocation. That is dividing your investments among different assets in certain proportions, and then keeping these proportions constant as the prices change. This is done by periodically rebalancing the portfolio. Our project aims to make this investment strategy easy to use in crypto world. Without automation, selecting the weights of the assets and recalculating their values is difficult and time-consuming. So we implemented a portfolio optimization algorithm so we can recommend users efficient portfolios, and rebalancing is done with a single click. To mitigate trust issues, we implemented all the logic fully on-chain, and our smart contract code is open source. Also, when doing rebalancing manually, one can end up with incorrect portfolio due to price slippages and non-atomic operations. So we wrapped all token swaps in a single atomic transaction. Here's a short demo video of how it works. After connecting a wallet, the client is presented with a list of available tokens from which they can select several tokens for their portfolio. A user can enter desired weights, which token, and check out its metrics based on historical data. Or alternatively, a user can run a portfolio optimization and they'll be presented with several optimal portfolios. After that, a user can create a portfolio and deposit some Tez. Two possible revenue models for us are collecting small fees from clients and delegation of tokens. And about our next plans quickly. First of all, we are going to improve the UI and do a security check of our smart contract. And after that, we'll be ready for public launch. We also have a couple of ideas for further development. One idea is allowing users to create mutual funds based on their portfolios that can be traded separately, similar to ETFs. And one more thing, which we call smart rebalancing, is basically an algorithm that finds optimal moments in time for rebalancing to maximize profits for client. That's all. Thank you for listening.
Lovely. Thank you so much, George. Do we have any questions from the judges panel for George and the Transacto team? Sorry. Okay, perfect. George, thank you so much. All the best. Next up, we have Lex from GRAT. Lex, over to you.
All right. Hello, friends. This is GRAT. You make smart contracts with blocks. This is an open source project from Blockchain Alchemy. My name is Lex. I'm the founder, and I really wanted to make something that is completely game-changing, something that would change the world forever. We love Tezos. Tezos may be one of the best blockchains on earth. It has outstanding features, but it uses a unique smart contract language. So smart contract developers are in very high demand. We should know, we hire a bunch of them and they're very expensive. So we took a look at Scratch. It's an MIT open source project, and it's become the world's largest coding community for children, where they create digital stories, games, and animations using drag and drop blocks. So we combine Tezos and Scratch to make GRAT. It's from the French verb for scratch, gratter, and it combines the French origin of Tezos and the philosophy of Scratch, inclusion and accessibility. It gives you GRAT, a full-featured smart contract IDE for everyone. Before GRAT, coding is hard. You have errors from typos, syntax errors. You're always looking up references. The learning curve is incredibly steep, and there's so much typing. It's incredibly tedious to write smart contracts before GRAT. Now with GRAT, coding is free from typos. The syntax is perfect. Operators, types, variables, all easily visible right there on the screen, and it is so easy to learn. There is no typing required. So literally, children can make smart contracts with Tezos using GRAT. The future of GRAT is very bright. Hopefully, with the help of the Tezos Foundation and Encode Accelerator, we will give Tezos the game-changing IDE it truly deserves. So let me give you a quick demo. This is our beautiful IDE. Here we have Arthur. He's here to motivate you and guide you along the way. With GRAT, you simply follow these recipes. step by step to create smart contracts using drag and drop. Here I sped it up a little bit for the interest of time. And here we convert it to SmartPy. Here we have line numbers, syntax highlighting, copy to clipboard. Here you're compiling it. It compiles to Michelson. You could copy the Michelson if you want to get nerdy. Michelson is the native language of Tezos. And here we're signing the deploy, the origination with our wallet. Deploy takes a little bit of time. Luckily, you have Arthur here to make the wait a little more fun. And here you have the contract deployed. There's the address. And that is GRAT, my friends.
Great stuff. Thanks. I know, does it make a noise now, Lex? Because we can't hear anything. But yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. And yeah, do we have any questions from the judges?
Great project. Really love it. Just curious, are you aware about if there is any similar kind of project exist in the Tezos ecosystem?
Not that I'm aware of, and we're hoping to add this to the Tezos website, make this really accessible for all, put some marketing behind it, really put our entire effort into really changing the way smart contracts are written in Tezos. Eliminate all errors, eliminate all frustration, and make this fun, usable literally for all ages. We started with a very like Sesame Street look for children, but we realized that adult programmers, like professional programmers, really would enjoy this, and the reaction from the community has been spectacular. And so we created a more dark mode UI. We're making it more accessible for both professionals and those that are learning, those that are just starting with their educational journey. So whether you're a young aspiring developer and you want to learn how to get into smart contracts, or you're a professional smart contract dev, everybody can use this. It's incredibly robust, powerful. It does everything SmartPy does, and we're building more features. We're adding gamifications so that there's an incentive to share your recipes, to build more recipes, to get more creative. And we hope to really add this to as a really enriching part of the Tezos ecosystem. So what we heard from the Tezos ecosystem and our community is that the smart contract writing is hard. This not only makes it easy, but it makes it fun.
Awesome. Thanks for the answer.
Thanks, Lex. Really appreciate it. It's been highly entertaining having you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Jake, man. You've been a mentor the whole way, man. I appreciate the whole team, Kitty, Dani, everybody in the Tezos community, all the participants. I'm having a great time. So thank you all.
Lovely. Thanks, Lex. Appreciate it. I'm sure everyone appreciates it.
Stop shit.
Okay, cool. We'll move on to our next project, T-ORA.
Hi all. Welcome to the walkthrough of TORA, the truth oracle on Tezos. So the problem we are trying to solve is the fake news. So in the age of information, the fake news is getting created on an industrial scale, and it is spreading virally. Because of this, there is a lot of hate crimes as well as polarization based on political and religion views. So this is creating a huge disturbance in the liberal democracies. But what we feel is that the reason for spreading of this fake news is the broken fact-checking mechanisms. So what we feel the bigger problem is that the fact-checking mechanism is completely dependent upon a limited number of professional fact-checkers. So the entire process is unscalable, slow, and sometimes even the fact-checkers are considered to be biased by certain population of people. So why can't we scale up this kind of fact checkers? So there are a lot of research has been done. One such research is done by MIT. So based on their they have done a research saying how do we scale up? Based on the research, they come to the conclusion that we don't need a professional fact checker to find the fake news. Instead, a crowd of 26 laypersons is enough to spot the fake news correctly. So that's what we are based on. So basically, TORA is nothing but it's a decentralized fact-checking DApp. It works on the basis of wisdom of crowd, and it employs a carrot and stick policy so that the biases are eliminated. Since it's on a Tezos, it's a scalable solution, and it can be used for all kind of fact-checking. And it's it's based on the research. So let me jump into the demo. So here, in the demo, I have taken 5 users, and they have Alice, Bob, Charlie, and then that's how it works. Is each user have to have whenever they try to do a fact check, they have to post a stake, and once they are able to, if they are correct, they take back the stake along with some small rewards. But if they are wrong, they will lose their portion of the stake. So that's how it is going to work. So if you see, let's start with running the script. So this is a script, TORA BAT, which is using the in-memory signers. So it can pull any of the Twitter. It is integrated with Twitter, so it pulls the latest tweet, and it just creates a news for us to check whether it's a fact news or a fake news. So now, the users are actually signing in, and they're trying to vote on which is a fact or fake. So if you see, I have made sure 4 of them are signing, making it as a fact, and one guy, the Bob, is making it as a fake news. So that's what you'll be able to see here. If see the Dan has done this, so his amount is being logged 5,000. All these are in Muter's things. So let me quickly run through the remaining things. So to be sure, the only Bob has voted as fake, and rest of them have voted as fact. So when you see that, you can realize it. So if you see here, this is before the final thing of when we get the majority of 80%. So this is there. Once this vote goes in, you will automatically see the stakes getting unlocked, and the people who are voted wrongly is losing the stake. So if you see here, the final fact has been showed as a fact, and the Bob has lost his stake. The rest of them have a slightly increased stake. So that's for the demo. And if you come back, so our future step is that we have currently integrated with Twitter, but we are planning to integrate with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even WhatsApp APIs. Apart from that, we're also planning to do the fact checking on YouTube, Twitch, and even if other podcasts, if they have an API access. Also, we're also trying to looking into ways how to do the fact checking for the mainstream media, that is print and the broadcasting. Our major aim is to become a third-party fact checker for all the social media companies and mainstream media, and help them to do the fact checking. Yeah, that's from me. Thank you.
Lovely. Congratulations. Thanks, Kartik. Perfect. Have we got any questions from the judges?
Yeah, I have one question. I like the idea. It could have good use cases and prediction markets, for example. But what's my incentive to make sure I do not give, let's say, wrong information, or I do not.
Yeah,
save.
that's what that's what we have, that carrot and stick policy. If you see that, if you see it in the earlier thing, that the person who has voted wrongly loses his stake, and that stake gets distributed to the people who had correctly predicted the news. So that is where the carrot and stick policy works. Apart from that, what my plan is, if it goes into live, if I'm acting as a third-party fact checker for the social media companies, whatever the pay I get, it also goes into that system, and it gets distributed to the people who are doing correctly. So that's why we are also gathering the stats. If you see how many have done correctly, how many have done wrongly, all those things. So the stake also gets distributed to them when we are working as a third-party fact checker.
All right, thanks.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Is there any more questions from the judges? Okay, lovely. We'll move in. Congratulations. Thanks, Kartik.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Tezcrow.
All right, y'all. My name is Guy, and I'm on the Tezcrow team. Tezcrow is a peer-to-peer NFT trading DApp. It's a cheaper, quicker, safer way to get that Tezos NFT you want. The Tezos team is made up of people on 4 different continents. We all met during the hack, and we've been working ever since. We come from a variety of backgrounds, but the one thing we all had in common was we were very excited about Tezos NFTs and the massive community getting built around it. So we wanted to build for them. When we looked into it, we found a problem. And that problem is centralized marketplaces are the only secure way to trade Tezos NFTs currently. Our solution is to provide an alternative, a decentralized peer-to-peer trading platform. This will solve one of the main issues with the centralized marketplace. And this gives ownership to the NFT owners and artists and allows them to trade directly. The example on the screen is something we see a lot on Discord, where we have a seller, a buyer, agreed upon price, but they're unable to sell directly to each other. Tezcrow is going to solve this problem. Another problem we see in the Tezos ecosystem is everyone spends all their Tez on NFTs. Maybe that's not a huge problem, but it just makes you have to sell your current NFTs to buy more. Tezcrow is a solution to this by allowing you to trade NFTs for NFTs. So if you have 2, 3, 4 NFTs, you can bundle it together and trade directly for one higher value NFT. This will bring utility to cheaper or undervalued NFTs you already own. To summarize, Tezcrow provides trust as a service. We're building a peer-to-peer NFT trading dApp. It works because it's a decentralized escrow service, and we're doing this to give ownership back to the NFT owners and artists and take one step closer to truly decentralized Web3 ecosystem we all dream of. So let me show you how it works. This demo shows how simple our user experience is. You just connect your wallet, and once after it's connected, all the NFTs in your wallet will appear on the left screen. Then you go and paste the address of who you want to trade with, and then load their NFTs. Let's say in this example, I met a rando on Discord, and we agreed to a pretty high value trade of a Gardens monolith for a dragon and a Degen fox. So I select all the NFTs, review my trade offer, and send it. It's that simple. Once a trade is sent, you'll go to your profile page where you can accept, decline, or counter any of these offers. Our smart contract takes care of all of that. The roadmap for Tezcrow is straightforward. We'd love to join the Encode accelerator and transform this idea into reality. Then at the end of it, we'll release the trading dApp I just demoed. We'll continue to iterate on that product, create a great utility, build a community, then do an NFT drop to raise funding and share our revenue with our community. Then we're going to work on our Discord integration. This is going to be a game changer. It's going to allow users to trade directly through Discord via a bot. We're going to continue to build on this and create Tezcrow as a utility that third parties can use. So if they're building a game or a metaverse, they can use Tezcrow to safely trade Tezos NFTs peer-to-peer. Thanks for listening to my presentation. My name is Guy. We have the whole Tezcrow team on this call, so please ask us any questions you have.
Thank you so much, Guy, and the whole Tezcrow team. Awesome that you all met over this hackathon. That's really, really cool. To the judges, do you have any questions for the Tezcrow team?
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. I think I run into this problem a lot of time being a collector. And it's also feels similar to like NFT traders. So, I mean, the question is still a user has to get the deal done on a Discord conversation, and then it acts as an escrow to run the transaction. Am I correct in that understanding?
Yes, you need to find who you want to trade with. You can use, Discord or Twitter. But once you find someone, you can trade directly to them using their address.
But just to add to that, I think one place we could aspire to go to is having an almost a marketplace where these trades are hosted. So if you effectively want to trade your NFTs and there's something you're looking for, you can effectively host it on a page to say, I'm willing to trade this NFT for these in return. And we can sort out some sort of in-house messaging service to get that sorted as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Thanks. That's cool.
Perfect. Any more questions? Okay, cool. Thank you so much to the whole Tezcrow team. Next up, it's quite a tough one to pronounce, but we'll go with the dead guy corpse, the emoji. Gunit, over to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gunit, and my project is called XX. Sure. So I'm sure all of us have invested in crypto in some form or another, but have you thought of what would happen to your crypto assets in the unfortunate event of your death? It'll probably get lost forever. So this problem has been discussed on popular subreddits and discussions on the internet. Existing solutions for this problem are storing your wallet's private keys in a safe or using a cybersecurity firm like Inheriti to store your private keys. The drawbacks in these cases are that your private keys might get compromised and you might have to trust third parties with your data. The solution that this project proposes is a smart contract-based dead man switch, which transfers your asset to your chosen beneficiaries when triggered. The benefits of this approach are that it doesn't put your data at risk, and since it's smart contract-based, you can rest assured that your assets will be transferred. So this is how the project works.
When you log into the tap with your Beacon wallet, you see the screen. On the left is a list of all the assets in your account. You can click on each of them to start adding them to your will. Before you can add an asset to your will, you must approve the smart contract to transfer assets on your behalf. This is completely safe as the smart contract is configured to make transfers only to the beneficiaries added to the asset. Once approved, you can start distributing the asset among your beneficiaries. To do this, you just need to enter the beneficiary address and select what percentage of the asset the address receives. The button on top indicates the time till the dead man switch is triggered. You can click on it and increment the timer by 6 months. Once this reaches 0 days, the assets can be transferred to the beneficiaries.
So the contract fees for creating a will is based on the number of beneficiaries the asset is being split between. A user can add up to 2 beneficiaries for 2 Tez per asset and up to 5 for 4 Tez per asset. The fee for resetting the trigger by 6 months is 1 Tez. On the tech side, the next steps are to add support for NFTs and integrate with TZpin to notify the user about upcoming triggers. On the business side, the next steps will be partnering up with existing dApps to integrate widgets to directly add assets to the will through other dApps, and to work on community building. So that's my project, and I'll open it for questions now.
Lovely, thank you so much. We'll open it up to the judges if they have any questions.
So I do have a few questions. When I look through the concept and the presentation, like ultimately, there are two like main things I worry about here, and one is that of course like Tez is not supported because you cannot authorize another address to spend Tez for you, as far as I understand. The other thing is that beneficiary in the smart contract will could, in theory, using mempool monitoring and like a front runner logic, potentially prevent you from triggering the switch, and thus, that could potentially result in the will being executed while the owner is still alive. So these are the two main questions or issues that I see, and I'm wondering if you have thought about them and considered what could be done about these things.
So yes, I figured out the Tez part, that it can't be used for Tez. So there isn't a solution for that as of now, but we'll definitely look into that. And I wasn't aware of the attack that you're talking about, but the way the dead man switch, yeah, I mean, I'll definitely look into it and try to figure out how to fix.
Okay, cool. Any more questions from the judges? Okay, cool. Thank you so much, and yeah, good luck for the future. Next up is Make My NFT. Vivek, are you here?
Hi, so I'm Vivek and I'm building Make My NFT. So before going to the whole slide and talking about what is Make My NFT, I just want to announce Mutant Cyber Gecko Gang, which is a popular NFT collection, and their pre-sale minting is happening right now. They're using Make My NFT, and Hands NFT is also going to use Make My NFT, and we have just crossed $950 in revenue for the Make My NFT. It's happening right now. And now talking about the team, I'm the only person who is building it. Let's talk about the problem, right? Where is the idea coming from? So a lot of people are reaching out to me to quote their contracts for doing the primary sale, because you can directly use the marketplace, but if you want to launch mature project, right, at that stage you need to have your own website, your own contracts, and that's where the problem starts to happen. Why? Because there are no open source tools or contracts for doing primary sale, right, on Tezos. And the other thing is it's very complex and manual process. So you need to hire developers to code contracts. You need to have developers to code website, edit sites, right? And then you need to build a community around it, right? So let's talk about the solution. Solution is obviously to curate all the tools that are necessary for launching an NFT collection and doing the primary sale, and wrap it up and like distribute them in a single platform. And that's what Make My NFT does. So now let's take a look at the demo. Okay, so I'm just filling the form. I just filled the form. The pre-sale price is going to be 2xTZ. Public sale price for the NFT is going to be 3xTZ. And then for the template IPFS path, I need to provide the IPFS hash for the metadata. So that's what I'm going to put it here. And then I'm actually ending the pre-sale like at the same time so that I can directly start the public sale. Then I'll just click on the create and it will create the contracts for me. So now you can see the transaction is done. And then you will see your collection over there. And then you can just click on the connect button to connect the FA2 contract with the crowd sale contract. And when you click on this, now both contracts are connected and you can start the sale. And when you start the sale, it uses the Harbinger price oracle to randomize the index. Then when the sale is started, you can see the sale here, and you will get your own custom mint page, and you can share this link with anyone, right? So you don't need to have website. Just share this link with anyone, and they can directly come to our website, and they can select how many NFTs they want to mint, and they can directly mint. So this is as simple as it. Now you can just click on the mint NFT, mint now, and then it will just need to sign the transaction. And once the transaction is done, you will take a look at the collectible section, and you will find the NFT. So in this case, it was named Doodle. And talking about the business model, we take a small upfront fee when you create the contract, and then 5% of the revenue from the primary sale goes to our wallet. And in the next update, we're going to have a featured section in the website. So if you can pay us to like showcase your NFT collection on the featured section, and so that you can get attraction. Talking about the future plans, we want to have a custom mint page. So we want to add more customization and a custom domain, better user interface, and also multiple blockchain support. And talking about one more thing, which is like IPFS support in Build. So you don't really have to use another service for IPFS. You can directly use our platform. So this is what Make My NFT is.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Vivek. Do we have any questions from the judges?
Yeah, I just have one question. Cool idea, Vivek. So usually when the sale for a generative profile picture NFT projects, they are generative art, right? So how do you put that element into it that I can just put some layers and can get n number of iteration minted up?
Yeah, so for that, actually, yeah, exactly. So that thing is not happening on our platform, but actually, if you know about Hashlip's art engine, I actually forked it and wrote Tezos support in it. And also, if you know about NFT Chef's art engine, I also forked it and wrote Tezos support for it. So both of those popular engines, which were there in the Ethereum system, now support Tezos ecosystem. So you can directly use those like existing projects, and then you can provide the artwork there and generate the NFTs, deploy it to IPFS. Then the IPFS hash of the metadata is what we need. But in the future, we try to automate this process so that you can directly provide us layer, and we will do all of things for you. So you don't have to worry about like anything.
Perfect. Any more questions? Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. Great project and all the best. Last project, and it is Trustless Market Making. Preston, are you here to present?
Okay, this is our presentation for the Tezos Encode Hackathon, and our project is about trustless market making with decentralized exchanges. My name is Preston. I'm a Tezos NFT artist, and I made the user interface. My brother Charles is a Tezos fundraiser participant and decentralization enthusiast. He wrote the smart contract. We're not trained in web development. The problem we're addressing is that Tezos DeFi has a very low liquidity. The largest pool on the most popular decentralized exchange is the XTZ KUSD pool, but it's quite small compared to other DeFi ecosystems. So the Colibri DAO might want to use some of its relatively large stability fund to bolster this liquidity. In the process, it will also exchange KUSD for XTZ, which gives it more flexibility and diversifies the assets that the DAO controls. How can a DAO do this swap? One way is it can fund a decentralized, trustless, Oracle-based market maker. We can deploy a price ceiling contract that compares the price from the Oracle to the price on KeePuSwap using views functionality. It will then swap only if the exchange price is a set price above or set percentage above the Oracle price, called the spread amount. The DAO, through a proposal, can fund this contract with KUSD. Anyone can execute the swap function on this contract, and it will exchange KUSD for XTZ as long as the parameters are met. The contract itself is a KeePuSwap wrapper that limits the ability to swap according to a set of parameters. The risk mitigation parameters are spread, swap amount, volatility between Oracle prices, and different timestamp delays. The parameters can only be adjusted by the governor of the contract. The user interface is one button for swapping. The contract is designed to be interfaced with automated systems, but less advanced users might still find this UI useful. Thank you to Vivek for providing the Tezos template that we ended up using. So here in our demo, a user attempts to execute a trade, but it's going to fail with a wrong min out error because the spread amount is set to 20%, meaning that the price would have to be 20% greater than the Harbinger Oracle price to allow the swap to go through. After the spread is changed to 0%, the user attempts to swap and it succeeds. This is because the KeePuSwap price is greater than the Harbinger Oracle price and the spread amount is set to 0. The swap function, token to Tez payment, is made to be easily used by any person or script by simply executing it. When it succeeds, the output XTZ is sent to the receiver's address. For the purposes of this demo, the user is the contract governor and can change the spread amount. When it's deployed on behalf of the DAO, only the DAO will be allowed to do so. In the future, we plan to deploy this contract on mainnet so Colibri DAO can fund it via proposal. And we also plan to add support for other Tezos oracles and dexes. Thank you all for your time, and thank you for the opportunity to participate and learn in the hackathon here with you. And I believe my brother's on the call to answer any of your questions or anything like that.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Preston. And thank you so much to Charles as well. Are there any questions from any of the judges? Okay.
Just curious, how do you, first question, how would you scale this beyond KUSD? And second is, am I correct that it only works when the KUSD is being traded above the peg? Because in that case, there are already a lot of bots placed in the picture to do an instant trade. So, how do you get to be the first to do that trade?
Yeah, so the on KeePuSwap, the KUSD price actually trades in a range anywhere from like 2% to 5% above. So, you could imagine the spread being set to like 4. And then anytime the price is above 5% above, somebody could hit that swap button, and then they could actually buy KUSD for a better price. The other possibility is just not having the spread set at all, depending how much you want to sell it. You could have the spread set to 0 and then just only be swapping when the price is the same or above the Harbinger Oracle price. And then as far as extending it, we built this specifically to solve this specific problem. We do plan to extend it by making the oracles, adding more oracles and checking against them. So if one oracle was wrong, then the whole transaction would fail. So the oracles have to match. But the other thing is, this could really be used if you integrated a storage component. I think you could make limit orders that people could set bounties. I think Spicy Swap has something similar. So somebody wants to buy a certain amount, they could place a limit order at a certain price of Tezos, and just eliminate the Oracle component, but add a storage component that people could that anybody could use.
Got it. Just a suggestion, if you might also want to look at CTES, for example, because CTES also usually trades in premium. Since last 1 or 2 months, it's been trading at a premium than the target price.
Yeah, that's a great that would be a great use for this. The one problem is CTES does not have views on it. So basically, this contract requires the ability to get that CTES price in some way. Now, somebody could just run, their own Oracle and trust themselves, for the price of CTES. But I agree, CTES would be a great use case for this.
All right, there is a way to do that, but you can just get connected with me, and I can share you later. Thanks.
Great.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Congrats to everyone that presented. And I think we're going to go into kind of the judging period now for the next 5 to 10 minutes. But a huge congratulations. So well done to everyone. That was awesome. You can be really, really proud of yourself. And let's see what happens. Anupam, do you mind putting all the judges into kind of their breakout rooms? In the meantime, Laura, who is the head of talent, is going to quickly chat to you about kind of jobs within kind of blockchain, as well as maybe a couple other things. She's a chatterbox. I'm sure she'll keep you entertained for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Laura, over to you. And Anupam, do you mind putting all the judges into a breakout room quickly? Thank you.
Fabulous. Thanks, Jake. Well done to everyone. All of those projects were amazing and also very well presented, for sure. So yeah, as Jake said, I run things on the kind of talent side at Encode. So fundamentally supporting people taking their next steps, whatever that might be, into the job market. I know for a lot of you, this might not be relevant for now as you're kind of thinking about pursuing your projects and moving forward in that direction. But for those of you that might be thinking, I'm quite fancy moving into the job market, or like you're already in Web3 and you're looking for a change of scene, we can support you on that side of things as well. So we're kind of very lucky in the sense that we are kind of partnered with lots of kind of great protocols in the space and companies who are all, very much looking to hire people like you. So across the board for lots and lots of different roles, whether it be kind of like design or engineering, smart contract development, there's definitely a demand. So how we do this with Encode is basically anyone has the opportunity to schedule a call with me, whether it's just for a chat, or if you're looking some direction or some advice, I'm obviously more than happy to have a call. What we do usually on these calls is kind of, start from the beginning, discuss kind of like what your ultimate aims are, maybe build a bit of a plan as to how you might achieve that, which will include kind of like building CVs, which are more kind of Web3 focused. So making sure you're showing off projects like this and other things that you've been working on in the space, making sure your GitHub is really top notch. And then basically trying to decide what kinds of roles might be suitable for you and what kinds of protocols you might be thinking about looking at. The other kind of main feature that we have at Encode is our job board. So you'll find that on the Discord server in the club room. If anyone is thinking about making that leap, my advice would 100% be to keep a very good eye on that. So we post roles every single day, if not one, if not two, if not three. So what you can do is then, apply directly through there. And then the companies will then reach out to you directly to set up interviews. And if you need any support kind of getting prepared for interviews, I know it runs slightly different to what you might be used to in Web 2 for those of you that are working in tech already. So we can support you on that side of things as well. So getting you ready for interviews and supporting you, negotiating offers, getting, what kinds of, packages that you're looking for. So that's fundamentally how we do it. So what I'll do is I'll post my Twitter and my Discord into the chat. And if anyone is interested in having a chat, we offer kind of this service to you not only now, but kind of ongoing in the future. So if you're not actually thinking right now, you're not currently ready to kind of look for a job, just make sure you keep it in mind for the future that we can kind of set these calls up anytime moving forward. But I'll stop talking now. As Jake said, I can definitely go on a monologue. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to unmute and jump in, or put your hand up, or chuck a question into the chat.
Okay, welcome back. We have come to conclusion. Thank you so much. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. Thank you to the judges. Thank you, Jakob. Thank you so much, Armin. Thank you so much, Dani. We have come to the conclusion here. Thank you so much to everyone from the whole Tezos ecosystem for being here. And thank you to the three judges. We really, really kind of appreciate your input. Thank you for Laura for chatting to everyone. I hope that went well. And a big, big thank you has to go to kind of all the finalists. Congratulations. Obviously, this is kind of just based on kind of you got selected based on a few really good criteria, and now it's kind of based on like a 10-minute decision. So congratulations, and we're very, very excited. So first we'll kind of go for the 4 honorable mentions, and then we'll go into the small but great, and then we will go into the disrupt all things. So the honorable mentions, you kind of win $500. So big congratulations to Testlet Market Maker, to XX, to Transacto, and to Make My NFT. Congratulations, big congratulations there. Well done. And then for the small but great, in third place, we have Tezcrow. Congratulations, Tezcrow. Awesome group. Thank you. You've joined. You kind of exactly, I think, what Encode and epitomizes, and you joined together as a team in our ecosystem, and you kind of gone on to win a prize. So congratulations. In second place, we have Tezos Weevil, a big fan among kind of the Tezos ecosystem. So congratulations, well done. I think you're going to add a lot of value kind of as like a dev tooling. So well done. And then in first place with the small but great is the Sizzler Network. Congratulations, well done. Very, very much so deserved. Great project. And now we get into kind of the 3 big projects for the Disrupt All the Things. In third place, a bit of a crowd favorite would be Lex with GRAT. Congratulations, Lex. Awesome. We loved your presentation. We loved your enthusiasm. I'm sure you have got a big future within kind of the Tezos ecosystem, and your passion for them kind of runs through. So well done. In second place, we have T-ORA, an amazing kind of oracle. Well done. And I think also going to add so much value to the Tezos ecosystem. So huge congratulations there. And finally, in first place, we have Sign In with Tezos. Congratulations, Daniel, Roy, and your whole team. Very much so deserved. And we're super excited. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all. And thank you so much to kind of TZconnect. We really, really have appreciated your input on the whole hackathon. And thank you so much to all the finalists and all that was involved in this amazing kind of program. So well done. And please all sign up for the Tezos Accelerator. Thank you so much, everyone. Congratulations. And thank you so much to the judges once again. Kitty, thank you to you as usual. Dani, thank you for your influence as well. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Congratulations.